Coaches want to see you play. That's the bottom line. So if you go to a showcase tournament and they're coming out because you told them that you were playing, like that you're on the schedule and you're not in the game, they're gonna walk away. They're not gonna give you a lot of time. So there's not necessarily a number that has to be attached, but you have to have game time for them to be able to see you. They'll watch a video of you, but they wanna see you compete. So I would say first that you really need to figure out if you're not getting game time because there's something missing in your game. Maybe have a conversation with the coach and say, hey, my goal is to get recruited by a school. I need some game time. Because a lot of times it's really easy to just say, oh, well, I'm not gonna play. It's coach's fault. Let me go somewhere else. But then also college coaches are watching how many teams you're on. And if they see you on 4 different teams in a season, they're like, hey, this is a club hopper. She might do the same thing when she gets to college. We don't want to touch her. They don't want somebody high maintenance. They have to live with you for 4 years. So they want somebody that they feel is coachable. That is number one. They don't work at the correct level in practice. We have what's called an effort scale, so I will attach a 1 to 10 number and I'll ask them on those last 2 pitches, where would you put yourself on the effort scale? 9 times out of 10, the answer is 7. Okay, well, what does it take to get to a 7 to an 8? And then I'll ask them the question of how much effort do you give when you run from home to first? If you hit the ball and you are in an all-out sprint, what is your effort scale at? Well, 9 or 10. I mean, easily they answer that. So how do we get from that type of energy that we had in running that we get in pitching? Like, how do we go from a 9 and a 10 running, and I do that really easily, to creating that in pitching? How do I get to a 9 or a 10? Colleges want to see that you are spending the energy. We go out, and the one thing that colleges, we talk about this a lot, is pitchers will say, well, I hit my spot. Well, that doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things, because if you hit your spot and you're working out a 6, that's not very exciting. You're not going to get somebody out at the college level. You might be good at the level that you're playing right now, but they're looking for somebody that can continue to grow, that will have the mental capacity to be able to grow, regardless of the end result. The pitcher technically should have 6 or 7. I know it sounds really strange, but we don't know what a coach wants. So we try to develop every single pitch, and then when they get to college, they will narrow it to 3 or 4. But we don't know what those 3 or 4 are gonna be. And it goes in fads. So like a couple years ago, probably 7 years ago, it was drop. Everybody was talking drop, everybody wanted a drop because some pitcher in the College World Series had won the World Series with a drop. And then the next year it became the rise, and everybody wanted the rise. And so this year the buzzword has been, this year and last year has been the backdoor curve. And so there's a lot of coaches talking about the backdoor curve. So you don't know what a coach is gonna want when you get there. And coaches have styles, things that they're comfortable with. So I've had pitchers go in with one of the top curveballs in the nation, and then they got to the school and the school said, we don't even want to see your curveball. We don't care, I mean, not curve, sorry, screwball. We don't care about your screwball, we want you to be a rise ball pitcher. Even though that person got the scholarship because of their screwball.